The Lake Orion Community Schools Board of Education met for their regular meeting on the evening of Wednesday, November 16th. The meeting room was filled to capacity as parents and staff gathered to hear the board's decision on several action items, including the fate of Pine Tree Elementary School. Early in the meeting, those in attendance were invited to come up and express their concerns about the items on the agenda. Many speakers were visibly emotional as they tried to convince the board to explore other options. Near the end of the 3.5-hour meeting, it was time to vote. The board unanimously approved the elimination of focus schools, approved establishing new boundaries for K-8 students, approved suspending intra-district open enrollment, and approved the closure of Pine Tree Elementary.
As was spoken in the meeting, that there was months and months of different ways that we gathered communication, or that we gathered information, and that we distributed that information. It was a huge process. We brought in the Long Range Planning Committee, Plant Moran, our own building experts that went through items. Our expert building staff that just got A+ on their audit. So, I mean, this has not been taken lightly. You can ask my wife, you can ask my kids. This has been me for about 4 or 5 months, and these were just decisions that should have been made a few years ago, and very, very difficult decisions that most school districts avoid at any cost and shuffle, and we're just trying to fix it and be the best Orion that we can be.
Pine Tree Elementary was built in the early 70s and was named a Blue Ribbon Exemplary School in 1997. Principal Drew Towlerton is in his second full year at the school. He faced the difficult task of breaking the news to the students the day after the school board meeting. He told us he's going to focus on the remaining 7 months of the school year.
Well, as a staff, as a school community, since that initial board meeting had happened a few months ago, we had that conversation that whether it was Pine Tree or Weber, or with all the changes going on, we knew that this district was going through some changes, and it was really important for us to focus on the kids, really be positive for our kids, our school community. And so for us, while Wednesday obviously was a little bit more of an emotional night, a little bit more difficult, we had started to prepare together, really circle the wagons, because we knew that we still have 7 months to go, and that at the end of this, we're all still dragons. Kids and staff are going to new schools, and it's a new opportunity for us.
Now that the school board has made its decision, we asked Superintendent Marion Janopoulos to describe the next steps.
Well, of course, we're going to take into account the transition now that the board has made their decisions. So the first next step is going to be to redistrict and redraw the attendance boundaries. And simultaneously, we'll be looking at a very specific transition plan, although we already have started to do that in the event this was the direction the board was going to go. Taking into account things like the smooth transition for our kids, especially those who will be moving. So lots of work ahead of us.
As for the future of the faculty and staff at Pine Tree, Assistant Superintendent Rick Arnett reassured those at the meeting that the majority of them will be relocated to other schools in the district. In Lake Orion, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.